I'd like to bring in ABC News contributor and former FBI agent Brad Garrett for more on this. Brad, what do we know at this point about this person of interest?
So, as Pierre mentioned, Diane, he has a large social media presence. He was a rapper. He apparently had music. According to a friend, there was a period of time they even made some money off of YouTube rap videos. But the things that he has made online are clearly disturbing, like people being stabbed, wearing body armor with an assault weapon, standing over somebody like he's going to execute them. He has a version of that standing, or it looks like he's inside a classroom. The problem with all of what I've just said, which is obviously disturbing, is none of it's probably against the law. He's not threatening any individual. I mean, let's face it, you can post all sorts of violent, awful things online, etc., and there's not a charge there to be made. Now, the reason I'm saying that is, who knew about this kid? Who knew that he was going to commit this act on July 4th? Maybe someone did, maybe someone didn't. Clearly, they did not come forward to authorities. But that's the troubling factor in lone actor attacks, is that if you don't know they're about to commit an act, you're just not going to be able to stop them. Of the interviews that I have read with his friends or associates, they said, you know, he was sort of apolitical. They were concerned because he was depressed and sort of isolated. But he makes one disturbing comment online that caught me last night when I was reading it. He says, everything has led up to this. Now, that's telling me that he's in the build process. In other words, mass shooters work up to that point where they're going to commit an act because they believe it's going to empower them. It's going to make them feel terrific while they're doing it, and maybe a short period of time after, if they're still alive. And I think that's where this kid's coming from. But it still takes you back to, how could we have stopped him? And the answer is, if we didn't know, we couldn't stop him.
Now, Brad, police say that it appears the shooter fired from the top of a building where a high-powered rifle was found. So what else will investigators look into as they try to piece together how this shooting was carried out? We saw some of those investigators behind Alex Perez just now. They're combing the scene as we speak. What are they looking for?
Well, clearly, they're just looking for physical evidence. In other words, shell casings, shrapnel, anything that will allow law enforcement in a trial to basically show a jury exactly what happened. In other words, they'll use computers and so forth and so on to actually recreate the crime scene, the distance, however high up he was. They'll recreate that, but you need everything on the ground you can collect. I'm not convinced that what they find on the ground is going to lead you any closer to charging a shooter, but it's important to collect all of it. The key with him is going to be, what information is there that he actually talked about this shooting, has put it in writing, told a friend, whatever, that directly connects him. It looks like to me, preliminarily, they've got a lot of evidence against him, but you would love to hear it in his own words.
Yeah, and law enforcement and federal intelligence agencies had expressed concerns about the potential for violence at Independence Day events in major cities. But this wasn't even a major city, this was a suburb. So what does this say about gatherings like this in the future and the risk of attending them? Can we no longer go to parades and feel safe?
Well, I think we can go to the parades. I think we just have to be vigilant. If you look at what happened in Highland Park, in my view, planned. He probably did some sort of surveillance, what building he could get up on and get off of easily. Apparently it's one of those drop-down ladders in the alley or the street behind the building that he climbed up on. And he's a kid that looks like, to me, timed it knowing the police would show up in short order, and he stopped shooting. Most mass shootings are under 5 minutes. I think he shot clearly less than 5 minutes, dropped the weapon, went back down the fire escape of the ladder, and disappeared into the crowd. I mean, that's all goes to planning. And again, is there anything out there to corroborate that?
All right, Brad Garrett, we always appreciate your analysis. Brad, thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.